Welcome back, gamers. Desiree here, and I'm with a special guest from our design department here at the Broken Token. So let's find out what it takes to create the products that make your game nights better. Welcome, Derek. Thanks for sitting down with us again.
It's my pleasure.
How's your day going so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah, busy again?
Busy again, always.
Nice. Well, I wanted to have our audience kind of learn about what it takes to be a designer here at the Broken Token. So I guess I'll start off by asking, what got you into designing, things for board games? Have you always wanted to, or?
The way it kind of worked out is, I'll say I've always wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
My grandma was an interior designer, not like professionally, but it's what she did, and so she always had architectural drawings and kind of got me interested in architecture. I would say like artsy design. And as I grew up, kind of leaned more towards the engineering side, mathematical and stuff like that. And then near the end of high school, I just became a little more artsy versus engineering-y. And so I went to school for graphic design.
Cool.
Over architecture. And I've always been interested in board games. And it wasn't about until 5 years ago that I started playing games that kind of needed to be organized. We're in like the board game renaissance, as it were. And I got more and more into board games and realizing that there was a need for designing things to organize them. And so I did it personally with foam core and things like that. And then I saw a blog post that the Broken Token was hiring. And I said, that's something I could do. And I actually started just running the lasers, in production, really with no real intention of becoming a designer. And it wasn't until about a year ago, the boss man said, we really need a designer to kind of help grow. And I said, well, I can do it. I designed a test and showed it to him, and he said, all right, you're a designer now.
Awesome.
It's been like that for a year.
It's been fun so far.
An absolute blast. It's a pleasure to come to work every day, and I enjoy every second of it.
What was, your first thing that you created for the Broken Token?
It would be our Firefly crate, and that's one of the games that I designed my own organizer for personally. Not nearly as awesome as our crate is, but it's a game that really needed something, and that we've been wanting to do here at the Broken Token basically since their inception, but just didn't have time without a full-time designer, and so I tackled it, and it's sold really well, which is it's mind-blowing to see something that I designed out there making so many people happy.
So I was wondering, what's a day in the life of Derek? What does your day usually consist of?
So I get in at about 9 o'clock, and it's immediately to the computer. I'll check email and our Asana tasks just to see if there's anything that people want me to get done. And then I open up Illustrator and start drawing, basically. There's always 3 or 4 projects going on that require me to work on, and I can only do so much with something before I have to step away from it and rethink a problem or come at it from a different angle. So it helps to have different projects that I'm working on, but generally the first half of the day I'll be drawing and working things out, and then I'll try to get to a laser to cut prototypes. And that's pretty much my day every day.
Nice. And then do you guys get to test them out afterwards, or?
Yeah, I'm putting things together constantly and seeing if they work and seeing what I think of them and what needs to be changed and made better. It's difficult going from a 2D to a 3D thing, and as good as I've gotten at it, there's still mistakes that I make that can be frustrating. I've done this 100 times and I still didn't quite think of that going that way. The best part of it is you think of something in your head, you translate it to, a computer, and then you cut it out of wood, and then it becomes a thing that you can see, and it's kind of like a miracle every time. You go, how did this happen? It went from here to here, and it's a thing that you can use, that people enjoy. And so just doing that every day is really fulfilling.
What types of tools do you use? I know you mentioned Illustrator. Is there any other tools that you need to design?
No, basically Illustrator and something to measure with. We've got a micrometer for real precise measuring, and I've got a ruler, and it's basically all I need. And then of course the game I'm designing for. Sometimes, so many games now have so many expansions that we just don't have in shop because it's hard to keep up with. So I do try and see what's out there so I can account for them if we don't have it here in person, or talk to the sales department to get something ordered so we can see it in person to make sure it works. So it is kind of seeing, also with research, it's seeing what problems people might have with the game. If people out there are saying, I'd really like some sort of card holder for this, then maybe try to integrate that with the organizer. Or I want to paint these miniatures, so I want something that protects them when I put it away. Keeping those in mind and trying to integrate that with the space I have to design in.
I know you mentioned the Firefly crate, or the Big Dam crate. Would you say that that's one that you're most proud of?
That I've designed, I would say the Firefly, the Big Dam crate, is definitely my favorite. There's a lot of problems that it solves, that I think it solves well, and people enjoy it. I made the joke, I've been called a god no less than 6 times for designing it. People absolutely love that organizer. But one of my favorite products that we sell is the Blood Rage organizer. I didn't design a lot of it, but I did help come up with one of the key ideas that make it work. And that was one of my earlier tests as to how good of a designer the boss man thinks I would be. So I'm just happy to be part of that one as well. And I guess, like I've suggested, I really enjoy what I do, so every organizer I make, I try to put, everything I have into it to make it the best thing I can. So there isn't a one that I've designed that I don't go, oh, this is really cool, and I'm happy I did it.
Is there anything that you want to tell your audience out there?
I had this thought when we were working on one design, I can't remember which one, where we wanted to reach out a little bit more to the board gaming community. We posted on some forums or something like that, and I actually felt nervous about putting myself out there as the designer. So I really don't want people contacting me being like, you should do this and you should do that. I appreciate input, and we get lots of input from our customers because they have ideas of how they want their games to be designed, and it's really helpful because we want to give them products that they like. But at the same time, I'm gonna design based on what's best in a lot of different ways that not everyone is aware of. I have to optimize our cut times and our material usage, and sometimes we can't fit in an expansion, even if customers would want us to. So there's a lot of different aspects that I have to juggle, and I don't think people always understand. I would like people to know that I consider these things in my every single design, and things are how they are because we're trying our best.
Yeah. It's tough. There's a lot of things that go into designing these organizers. So thank you so much, Derek, for sitting down with us and giving us a behind the scenes look kind of what your day is like. So it's been really cool.
Thank you very much.
And if you all are interested in more about the people that work here and how the Broken Token works, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're interested in more about our products, make sure to go on over to thebrokentoken.com, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.